2016, 2017, they're hoping to get there again, if not farther. But right now, first things first, it's Panthers from the Big South. Our officials, Marcus Pettigrew, Kelly Piper, Jamel Spearman, and we are playing ball in Portland. Rob Martin at the point, or high point. Kick out for Aquino. He's going to take a three open just like that.
That's a big shot. Doesn't take a lot of threes. Only has 15 on the season. But to open up with a big-time three, you can tell this High Point team's ready to go.
Nick Boyd on the drive.
Yes!
Wisconsin leading scorer over 20 million. And down court in a hurry. That one's off.
Yes!
Wisconsin got shoved. It's time for Winning Looks, presented by Great Clips. One of the keys to the ballgame.
Yeah, High Point leads the nation in steals, so they want to force turnovers. They're also an attacking, aggressive team. They want to get to the charity strike. And Wisconsin has the size advantage. Got to bang them on the boards and then get hot from three. The Badgers can light it up from deep.
They can. They've got 400 three-pointers, so Big Ten record on the season. And here's one going up.
Yes!
He's ready to go. He's embracing this 10:50 Pacific time start. We saw him before the game dribbling with a heavy ball. He's the first guy out here for Wisconsin. He is making his own energy early on today.
He was the first guy out. He was the last guy to go in. He's ready to play ball, and he's off to a 5-point start right now. And a 2-point lead for Wisconsin. Anderson had a notion from three. Working down. Shot clock.
Yes! Oh, no.
Got it away. Off the mark.
Yes!
Off the rack again. Kick into the lane. No foul call as Riley went to the hoop. Back comes Martin in a hurry. The little guy.
Yes!
And the rebound off to Riley.
Both these teams looking to push, looking to attack. There's no slowing it down.
Jordan will reset. And now the drive. And off the window again.
Yes!
He has improved his game immensely from last year to this year when he was with San Diego State. He was playing outstanding basketball, and he has progressed over the course of the season.
Nick Boyd 7, High Point 3. Anderson for a triple.
Yes!
Too strong, rebound off to Blackwell. Blackwell looking to push it all the way. The kick out, Riley.
3 points, yes!
Might be a timeout coming soon.
You better get back on defense when you play against Wisconsin, because when you miss shots, they're looking to take the first available open one. They have complete freedom that Greg Gard gives them, and they are confident to start.
Anderson will try another one. This one wins.
Yes!
Blackwell again. Wisconsin up and down in a hurry. Blackwell, layup, partially blocked. Back come the Panthers. And whistle. They have a foul on Rapp. Gee, that slows down play for a second. I was out of wind just watching this opening couple minutes.
Me too, partner. I mean, this game is up and down, and here comes Nolan Winter into the game. He's been fighting that injury, and he got back, really worked hard on his rehab. It's good to see him back in the lineup. He's coming off the bench. Might have a minute restriction, but now Wisconsin is pretty much full on the front court.
Crossover, and nice shot by Terry Anderson. That's the lead of 5 here early. Ends a 10-0 Wisconsin run. Whistle as Blackwell was going to the rack.
Right now there is a problem with controlling dribble penetration for High Point. Wisconsin, whoever gets the ball, they're able to break down the defense by putting their head down and driving. They are the more aggressive team right now. Normally High Point gets to the free throw line a ton. Wisconsin is making things happen by attacking off the dribble.
John Blackwell, one of the better free throw shooters in the Big Ten at 86.
Yes!
And he knocks that one down. 11 different cat mascots in the tournament, including our Panthers we have here today. The ACC not off to a good start. North Carolina State and SMU both lost in the first four. Miami, 16
Yes!
last night for my man's Red Hawks.
Are you not entertained? They lit it up in Dayton.
They did. We had a blast watching that game last night with my partner. I was over All-American at Miami, Ohio. Open three.
Yes!
Blackwell snatches the ball. Blackwell, three.
Yes!
Wisconsin's got three already.
Blackwell is making his own energy too. Defense went under him off that pick and roll screen, and he pulled up from 4 feet behind the line. This Wisconsin team is ready to roll.
Anderson has 1-3. That one no good. Rebound kept alive. And they're going to waste another one. And they get another rebound. Not this time. The board goes in strong.
Snickers matches! Yes!
And gets up and looks at us and smiles.
This is what it's all about.
From Flynn Clayman, the head coach, on that out-of-bounds call. Here's another look.
Not charge the timeout and still have
Yeah, and you
one
can
challenge
see-
remaining for the rest of the game.
It's touches off Boyd, and it was close to hitting Fletcher's foot, but it doesn't hit his foot there, so the officials got the call right. And I think it's smart just using a challenge early. If you know you're going to get it right, you still have a second challenge. Now, if you're High Point, Coach Clayman, you might think about keeping that challenge in your back pocket till later in the game, the last one.
Obviously saves you a possession, and that possession ends up with a bucket underneath by Anderson.
Which is important because you're already down 10 early. You get that call flipped, and that could have been a 4 to 5 point swing. Right? That was a good call by Clayman to make that, Coach Clayman to get.
Very short by Boyd, his first miss. And now on the run, and the flush by Fletcher.
I'll tell you, High Point is not backing down. You can see why they average 90 points per game. They're looking to attack at all costs.
Rapp puts up a three, no good. And the rebound off to the Panthers, Anderson. And Martinez, he's going to try a longer three. Kept alive again. Offensive rebound. Anderson going to work inside, and a whistle and a foul.
I'll tell you, High Point is not afraid of pushing the basketball. You better get back if you're Wisconsin and build a wall, starting from the basket on out, because Fletcher runs right down the middle of the floor. If you run hard to the front of the rim, you put so much pressure on the defense to defend the front of the rim. And right there, Wisconsin did not get back and protect from inside out.
Chase Johnston into the lineup for the Panthers, and when he gets his hands on it, gets going up from three-point land. Back it in as Anderson can't get it to go, and the rebound.
Yes!
Boyd down to Lowey, baseline, they kick it back out. Harrington, that one's off. Kept alive underneath. Split back, still no good. And Panthers come out of it with a basketball. I told you it was going up if he got his hands on it.
He is locked in. Chase Johnston shooting 48% from the three-point line, and you have to not give him any airspace if you're Wisconsin. The scout is, when he catches the ball, he has to have a guy right up in his grill.
defense from the High Point fans right now. Trying to slow down Wisconsin. Boyd got himself in some trouble. Rody's three is short. Out of bounds to High Point. And check in. Third member of our team, Jared Greenberg. Jared.
Well, guys, after initially fearing a much worse ankle injury, Wisconsin big man Nolan Winter returns today following a 4-game absence. Winter, guys, was in so much pain when he initially injured that ankle. He wasn't sure if he broke that ankle. Imaging showed just a sprain, though. Following extensive rehab that included pool work, laser therapy, and obviously lots of ice, Winter was able to get back to practice in a limited capacity on Monday. Yesterday, his first full go. I was told he looked like there was nothing wrong. And guys, there is no minutes restriction on Nolan Winter today.
Well, it's a full blast for the Badgers. Nice play underneath, but
Yes!
missing in close was Aquino. And whistle and a foul underneath. Velasquez trying to go to the hoop, and foul's going to be on Anderson.
You can see how this High Point team leads the country in steals. You got to protect the ball. You have to be strong with the ball. Velasquez catches it right under the hoop, and they track to the ball really, really quickly, like piranhas going to try to go for those steals.
Nice play on the inside.
Yes!
Got seven.
Well done, grand play. Greg Gard stealing a couple points there. Those are some underneath out of bounds, where if you could get a couple points in a big game like this, could make a difference.
Here's Martin. Little guy off the window. 17-14, Wisconsin. Blackwell trying to drop.
Yes!
The window going to give it to him. And it's good.
Yeah, this is the new rule enacted, where if you pick up the ball, you get one more step to make an athletic basketball play towards the hoop. And John Blackwell, there's a reason why you're averaging 19 points a game. They know how to steal those points, and that's getting it up. It's a tough shot.
Yes!
Wins the three-point play. Outstanding job of the recognition of hearing the whistle and getting it up there.
Lee goes back to 6, just over the 12-minute mark. There's the half. Martin got a nice crossover by Martin and Martin. Missed the three though, and the rebound off the Blackwell.
Yes!
Great Carrington coming off the bench, missed his first shot from 3, so he says, I'm going to attack the basket, trying to get himself involved, and scoring off the bench. He's the guy for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Averaging about 8.4 a game. Sweet drive by Fletcher. Missed a few games, and they're happy to have him back as well. Carrington trapped in the corner by Anderson, and he throws it away. Martin Johnston, 3. He thought he had it. Was back there.
Yes!
He let it go, but on the other way for the Wisconsin team. And Blackwell again. This time it won't go off the window. Woo. Up and down we go. 10:40 to go first half. Badgers have led by NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. Here talks with Greg Gard just moments ago.
I think he's getting in a rhythm. You know, I thought he got lost on one defensive possession, but as time went on, I think he's getting more comfortable.
Appreciate you, Coach. Good luck. All right, thanks, guys.
Nolan Winter, the 7-foot junior out of Lakeville, Minnesota, who's went healthy, a walking double-double.
Yes!
Talking about guys that can shoot that are 7 feet tall. Austin Rapp's not 7 feet tall, but he's 6'10", and he just knocked his first 3 down.
No hesitation. He's got deep range behind the 3. Made 6 threes in their last game against Michigan in the second half, a career high. So he's looking to carry that hotness into this one.
High Point has already taken 13 threes in this one. This guy is one of the best 3-point shooters in the country. Martin, point guard, turn around from the free throw line. Nice shot by Rob Martin.
Yeah, he's quick. And he is really quick on the ball, and he's their guy that creates for them. He's gotten to the basket a few times, and right there, made a nice pull-up over Nick Boyd.
Brody had an opening, wrapped with a heat check, and the rebound comes off to Fletcher. And Fletcher going to take it himself, coast to coast. Lost it going up, and turnover High Point.
Nick Boyd has really improved his body. He was a little bit overmatched on that one. A bigger Fletcher going to the basket, but held his ground, and then Fletcher just lost it. Got to be strong with the ball in this game. Up here at the end of the shot clock now. They're trying to take away the dribble penetration from the basket.
Wisconsin's going to have to put one up at the end of that shot clock. No good by Rapp. Fletcher, straightaway three. Off the window.
Oh, no.
They needed that one. They're now 3 for 14 from the three-point line. That was a big-time lucky shot that they got. They've been getting some good looks from that cashing in.
And another turnover. Chance for the Panthers to cut further into the lead. Martin on the baseline.
Yes!
Boyd ahead. Wide open is Rapp.
Yes!
And Rapp's got Wisconsin's last 5.
Wisconsin doesn't mind running in front of the rim either. They're going to put pressure. They like to shoot the threes, obviously. But if they can get points in the paint, they're going to attack whenever they can down low.
Wisconsin, one of the tallest teams in the country. Almost 6'10" and 7-footers can shoot the tree as well. That one's Fletcher off the mark.
Yes!
Boy, an easy rebound. Nick lost it in the paint. And stripped, and a foul on Johnston underneath. Steve Carell stars in a brand new HBO original comedy series, Rooster. Don't miss all new episodes Sunday at 10, exclusively on HBO Max. I missed that Sunday night, but I will watch it on tape, and I'll see you next time. I'll be home by Sunday night, so will you.
I'll tell you, HBO, the best shows in the business. They're all good.
Yes!
Good. And Austin Rapp knows a little bit about this part of the country. In his freshman season at Portland University, averaged 6.5 points in 33 minutes a game, and now just under 10 a game for the Badgers. An Australian native, really good shooter. 85% from the free throw line.
Yes!
He's got 7.
Yeah, he has capitalized with Nolan Winter's injury, playing more minutes and really producing on both ends of the floor for Trey Gardner, Wisconsin Badgers.
Rob Martin on the drive. Man. For a guy that's 5'10", he's making some hay in the paint right now.
He is living in the paint right now, and Wisconsin's going to have to do a better job of trying to keep him out because he can't make the three, so you don't want to give him their shots from the three-point line, but at some point, you got to keep him out of the paint because he's making things happen for him.
Fletcher.
Yes!
That's how you box up the zone. Catch and shoot. Miles used to love up when he see his own. You have to take the challenge. Now, sometimes it's a good move against a good pick-and-roll team like Wisconsin, so it threw them off for a couple possessions, but they'll probably adjust with their shooters.
And High Point's got another 3. That's the first one for Hausen. And if he gets some good looks, he can knock him down his 55th three-pointer of the year. Cuts the lead to 6. Free throw.
Yes!
Rocco's got the whole package.
Sure does. He knows how to bust up the zone. When you're a scorer and you don't have a guy draped on you all the time, you have freedom to move, catch, and shoot. That's how you beat him.
Out of bounds to Wisconsin. High Point trying to hang in with with the 3 ball. Attempted. Wisconsin's hit half of those. Blackwell's the leading scorer with 15. Jared talked with Flynn Clayman during the timeout.
Coach, how do you think your team responded to that first punch thrown by Wisconsin?
I think well. You know, I think we're playing solid basketball. There's some little things right now, like 50-50 ball we just missed, out of stance, not ready, blowing a couple coverages. I think we got a little better after those first 8 minutes or so. Thank you.
They got a 10-point deficit they had to fight back from, and they've done a good job of it. And now it's an 8 with 6:22 to go.
And Coach Clayman is looking for the ball to go off his leg, but it looked like that was off Fletcher, reaching down, knocking it out of the hands of Iliauskas.
I don't think he felt comfortable with another challenge after winning the first one. Boyd was 7 on the shot clock. On the drive to kick out. Carrington off the mark, rebound, ties Fletcher. Martinez has an open look for 3. In and out and tipped in by Aquino.
Yeah, good job by Aquino. He had a free run to the basket, nobody blocking him out. So sometimes as an offensive rebounder, when you can read the ball off the rim, it's better than allowing a guy to block you out.
One Spaniard cleans up from the Spaniard's 3-point miss. And now, nice job.
Stick vouchers, yes.
By Martinez right in front of us. That's going to be ball out for Wisconsin.
In and out shot there, but Aquino uses his left hand. Use both hands to get that offensive rebound tip in. A good job by High Point attacking the offensive glass.
Boyd. They have to give it up. Velasquez. That one rims out. Kept alive by Rat and then saved by Fletcher. Nice job by Fletcher on the baseline. Martin, 3.
Rhythm 3 in transition. Nice little handoff. Aquino and Martin, a little wink. Tough to defend that play. A quick release by Rob Martin going down. If High Point can make some threes, they can get themselves back into this game. They're 5 for 19 from 3.
Only down 3. Boyd, crossover dribble, off the window, rims out. Rebound, last touch by Wisconsin. Out to the Panthers.
This is an example of why High Point scores 90 points a game. Rob Martin, really quick, really fast, looks to push, gets a nice little look at the basket, knocks it down. He's missed some open ones so far in this game. So early on in the game, High Point was not making their threes. If they continue to generate good looks at the basket, this team's capable of getting hot and putting up points fast.
Chance to cut the lead to 2 or a 3-pointer with Tyus in the first half today. Martin leads it in the paint and go to the free throw line as Aquino.
Oh, blocking foul.
Right now, not as big, not as tall as Wisconsin, but they don't mind it because they are using their quickness and athleticism to get to the spots. And right now,
Who is the vouchers
with
for
the
the points?
penetration that Rob Martin is creating off that dribble, he is breaking down the defense of Wisconsin whenever he wants.
First trip to the free throw line for High Point today. Aquino got it.
I'll be right back. I gotta go give a cheese, but...
not forget, High Point, 342 strength of schedule. Miami University last night, not a good strength of schedule. But these teams know how to win, and there is no fear in this High Point team so far.
Yes!
Three for Blackwell. Ohio State to TCU. That was on TCU for a while. And now it's coming down to the wire. That game's on CBS if you want to check it out.
Yeah, John Blackwell has just been in some kind of rhythm. The game is slowed down for him. And great scorers can play fast when they need to play fast, but then change the pace when they read the game. That's exactly what John Blackwell's doing. He's getting to his spots, and he's softening his legs when he gets open jumpers, and he's the guy carrying the offense for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Inside, up and around. Sweet move by Aquino. Going around the tall timber.
He is fired up. This High Point team is in all compete mode right now. They got the jitters out early, and right now this is a ball game that Wisconsin's going to have to deal with.
Joey's got to get it up to Carrington as we work down to 10 on the shot clock. We don't have to worry too much about the shot clock in this game. Blackwell. Step back. Baseline jumper is short. And ball out to High Point. 3.5 to go first half. What a ball game right now. Wisconsin, the 5 seed. Hanging out.
Look, a movie.
And still be a little tender with the other. The Twister is back at KFC. Now that's a wrap.
Let's go.
Very weird.
PG. Only theaters April 1st. The Carolyn Johnny NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament is sponsored by the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Only in theaters April 1st. KFC Twister. The perfect meal on the go. And by Belfour Property Restoration.
Back here in Portland, where John Blackwell and Nick Boyd are making a statement. The two have combined for 25 points so far in the first half, and they believe they're part of the best backcourt in America. John Blackwell saying that we've been undervalued and overlooked our entire life. Nick Boyd telling me yesterday that, yeah, we are the best backcourt, no question about it. Guys, these two are the first backcourt in the Big Ten to each average at least 19 points a game since Juwan Howard and our guy Jalen Rose back in the day.
That's a good one. You know,
Stick of catchers, yes.
let's say later on today, Arkansas wins their game. We're going to see two of the best backcourts in the country play against each other. But first things first. First of all, which we don't have to worry about that right now because we got a 2-point game here with 3 and change to go first half.
We sure do, and that's quite an accomplishment. Two guys averaging over 19 points out of the backcourt. It doesn't matter what position. This Wisconsin offense, when those guys are flowing, is tough.
Here's one of them. Boyd, double team. Wisconsin has to attack it on the inside. The winner. Winner going to work off the window.
Yes!
That's a great job of Nolan Winter, just taking his time. When you're bigger than an aggressive defensive team, and you catch the ball at your spot, take your time, get to your spot, and know you can shoot over a smaller defender.
Long ball, 3.
Yes!
The mark, and the rebound off the board. Slowly on top. Accident the winner again. That one rejected by Aquino. Fletcher the other way. And a whistle and a foul in the paint. We'll go to the free throw line.
Tell you, this team swarms. Winter thought he had an easy layup, but Aquino, a little undersized, but that quickness got to that one immediately, and he beat that thing right off the board. And that start ignited the fast break because it bounced off the backboard and led to a long rebound type situation.
Yes.
You can watch every Men's game live on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Download now to stay up to date on all the actions. Cameron Fletcher started his career at Kentucky, then Florida, and Xavier, his fourth school, and 8 points for him here in the first half. 3-point game, a little over 2 to go in the half. Boy, whoa, what a spin move. Missed the shot, though, and the rebound off to Anderson. It's going up. Kept alive. Martin's going to try a three. And a third chance after the rebound by Anderson.
Getting good looks. I mean, those are shots that they normally make as a team, and if they start knocking down these threes, Wisconsin's in trouble. They're not getting open shooters.
Now the drive by Fletcher underneath.
Yes!
Going to get a fourth chance. And we have a foul on Martinez.
Not a smart foul at all.
You see the back of his jersey that says Conrad, and you think I'm crazy. At the time I am, but it's Conrad Martinez, but he's from Spain, and
I got an explanation for that. Over in Spain, we see it in soccer sometimes. My dad, who played for Real Madrid, he used to have Walter, not Zerbiak. So sometimes you can go with the first name if you want. You get your choice, dealer's choice. And in this situation, Conrad Martinez is going with Conrad on the back of his name. That's his first name, not his last name.
and in your dad's case, it was a lot easier to spell Walter than Zerbiak.
Much easier. He was known all throughout the fan base as Walter, three-time European champ, so he could wear whatever he wanted on the back of his jersey.
You know your dad's listening, so he smiled. Sweet shot by Fletcher. And we're tied for the first time today. If you're a Wisconsin fan and you woke up this morning and say, oh, we're just playing High Point. Guess what? Back out on top. 15 on the shot clock, 33 on the game clock. Martin steps back. That's
Yes!
Rebound to Blackwood. Wisconsin played for the last shot.
High Point is doing this with their leading scorer, Terry Anderson, 2 for 8, only 4 points. So they are getting contributions from up and down their roster. Terry Anderson's going to have to get going in the second half, but High Point has a lot of guys stepping up, making plays.
Blackwell with the ball in hand will go to work. He leads Wisconsin in scoring, and he got up and under.
Yes!
Just too easy. He's got 20, and Wisconsin will have the halftime lead unless that one goes, and it doesn't. But they had to work.
That's the other first half. What? Another movie?
We got a whole lot, but we got good love. We got a short time.
Ready whenever you are, Michael.
Sound good?
Unable to witness the rise
From the top.
of the original King Legend All-Star.
Now that's rock and roll.
Michael, rated PG-13 in theaters April 24th.
When you don't order furniture from Wayfair, it's natural to want.
Let's try again.
Sound good? From the top. Now that's rock and roll.
Michael, rated PG-13 in theaters April 24th.
Michael.
Yes, but this is a high-octane game. Both these teams want to play with a lot of pace. John Blackwell has been outstanding for the Wisconsin Badgers. How about 20 points in the first half on only 9 field goal attempts? That's the one that got him going early on. Steals a bucket there on the underneath out-of-bounds pass. He is really reading the defense. That is the key. As fast as this game is played, when that ball hits his hands, it slows down for him the game. He's reading the defense, and he's making the right reads pretty much every time. 3 for 3 also from the three-point line.
Jared talked with Cameron Fletcher coming out of the locker room.
Cameron, what changed for you guys after you fell behind by 10?
We knew we had to pick our intensity on defense up. Blackwell has 20 points right now. We know second half we got to stop him in order to win this game. So defense was the thing we picked up.
Yeah, how do you slow down Blackwell?
Just doing our principles, doing what we do. Forcing him left. We know he wants to go right. So just forcing him left and keeping our hands up. We're longer than him. We have better athletes than them. So I feel like that changes the game.
Appreciate your time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Guys.
I love that kind of confidence. We have better athletes than them.
Yeah, size or speed, what's going to win out? And the speed of High Point and the aggressiveness on the defensive end of the floor was a big factor in that first half. They're starting out here in a zone. They want to take Wisconsin away from their pick and roll options and make them slow the ball down and take contested jumpers.
Here's Blackwell, 20-point first half. The 4th time in his career he's had 20 or more in a half. This time he gives it up. We got a tie game again.
Big bucket for Terry Anderson, leading scorer for High Point. Only had 4 points in the first half. Struggled shooting at 2 for 8. You steal one on the fast break because of a turnover by Blackwell. That could get him going. If he gets hit going in this second half, which he's going to have to do for High Point, they can pull off the upset.
You might have noticed going to halftime, Coach Klayman was in Anderson's ear going to the locker room. And let's see if that ignites him. Scramble, tie up.
It's a jump ball.
And the ball out to High Point. It's round 1, but you've been putting in the work for your team all season long. Celebrate making it to the tournament. High Point's only lead was at the beginning of the game at an opening 3-pointer. Reset the shot clock, so it's side out to the Panthers. Here's Rob Martin at 9 points in the first half. Anderson ball out of 3 on the will drive instead, and he puts High Point in front for only the second time today.
There he goes. He got an earful from his coach walking off the floor of the first half. Terry Anderson needs to get focused for this High Point team, and coming out of the break, 2 huge baskets, just in attack mode, using his quickness and his strength.
Boyd with 3 to shoot. They'll have to hurry. Nick in the paint. The left-hander is no good. Rebound off to Martin. The Panthers run with Rob Martin all the way, and it rejected. Out of there by Rody.
Nick Boyd wants him to challenge this. It's unbelievable how most of the time all players want the challenge, but that was a risky one. You have to make sure you know you're going to get that call right. I think that was the right decision by the coaching staff of the Badgers to not challenge.
Stolen away.
Yes!
They're working around the perimeter, back to Boyd. And Boyd's fouled, and players getting in each other's face a little bit. Officials there quickly to interrupt that. And this is what Nick Boyd does when he's at home for a Wisconsin game or on the road. He doesn't care. Lets the crowd into it.
Plays with a ton of emotion.
He does.
And that is exactly the way most players do play. You want to get lost in the compete level. This is 40 minutes or you go home. There's nothing else. So you want to leave it all out there on the floor.
Yes!
Inbound play. Good one for Blackwell's at 22.
Well diagrammed play. That's 2 easy inbound layups for Black. One in the first half, now one in the second half. Those points can be key in a really tight game like this.
Has to give it up. On top to Fletcher. Martin trying to draw a foul. Quick crossover dribble. 7 on the shot clock. Aquino. Fletcher.
Yes!
With a miss. Boyd. And he's going to go to the free throw line.
Hard foul there by Aquino. And there goes Boyd. You love this. You love this compete level. You love this feistiness. Nick Boyd has a tough matchup going against Rob Martin. This game is physical. High Point does not back down. They are a very aggressive basketball team. If you're going to get to the free throw line, you're going to have to earn it in this one.
Yes!
Points for Nick Boyd. Watch whip around coverage of all the men's games for Fast Break presented by AT&T in the March Madness Live app. Nick, the leading scorer, 20.6 a game.
Yes!
To be the first Badger to average over 20 in a season since Michael Finley in 1995. I used to do Michael Finley's college and pro games. That's a long time ago.
Impressive company right there. He's a heck of a Dallas Maverick player, too. Right now he's in the front office with the Dallas Mavericks. Here we're going to see an example of how Rob Martin just really attacks the basket. He is so quick off the dribble. He does a great job of making things happen and getting dribble penetration.
Rob started off at Indiana State and Southeast Missouri State, native of St. Louis, and he's going to get a breather. Oh, no, he's going to be the man to inbound. Beg your pardon. Into Housen, straight up with a 3. Panthers back in front by 1.
Housen's getting the crowd going for High Point.
Yes!
Who else? For Wisconsin. And a big smile on his face. 47-46. Badgers. Cross-court pass. In the paint. On the drive is Fletcher. And he walked with it. 4 against High Point, Wisconsin, likewise, with just 4.
That's what's so impressive about both these teams. With as fast as they play, they really take care of the ball. Playing off 2 feet is something that's really taught. You have to jump stop in that situation. And when you do a 1-2 step, you don't get that gather when you're trying to just jump stop and make a play in the paint. That's why that was a travel.
Nick Boyd with a crossover dribble on the drive. Has to give it up. And it's
Yes!
That's a nice looking stroke. Use the pump fake too to fake passing it to the corner. With the corner, and that left the 3 open for Ref.
under 16 to go in the half. We got a battle between the Badgers and the Panthers. First four coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship continues tonight at 7 on ESPN2. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com.
Sega smashes, yes.
Katie Clement, head coach's wife, over there on the sideline. Jared, shouldn't she be somewhere else today?
Yeah, it's not unusual that a coach's wife would be at a game, but it is when that coach, his wife, is also an assistant coach on a women's basketball team at High Point, who is also in the NCAA tournament. They have their first round game Saturday in Nashville.
Yes!
Wisconsin guys. She got an excused absence for her and her 31-year-old son, Quinn, to come to the game. She credited her head coach on the women's team at High Point for totally understanding, wanted to be a part of this historic moment. But win or lose today for High Point, she leaves, she goes to Nashville to be with the team before their first game Saturday.
Yes!
I did find out, though, like much of the world, Katie is still working remotely, guys. She is watching film and sending scouting reports to the High Point women as they prepare to take on the second-seeded Vanderbilt.
That's an awesome story. Little boy Quinn, and Katie also is expecting. That's going to be another boy in June for the family of the Clemens, and so it's going to be a boy. And I said to Coach, okay, you got your starting backcourt by midsummer.
That's impressive stuff. And it's impressive. High Point getting the men's and women's into the NCAA tournament. Miami, Ohio did that. Obviously, UConn's done that. There are a handful of teams that are both going to the NCAA games.
Nice feed inside. Anderson scores on a great dish. Nick Boyd with 11 points. He has scored in double figures in every game this season for the Badgers. And he's going to post the three. Fletcher got the rebound. Oh, maybe it's not Fletcher. I'm not sure about this one.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at this last play. Freeze it there. There's the backdoor cut by Terry Anderson.
Yes!
The second basket over there. Lead goes to 6. Foul on Nick Boyd. That's the first foul. Nobody's in foul trouble by either team. Chase Johnson back in the game for the Panthers. And whistle and a foul. And that will send
Aquino has knocked down a 3 in this game. He can also attack the basket. He's got a little bit of a quickness advantage, like Heidman talked about.
And knocks down the first free throw. Watch Anthony Davis prank the biggest names in the sports world on an all-new series, Foul Play with Anthony Davis, premiering April 6th only on TBS. Anthony Davis, who was Player of the Year in the SEC as a freshman. We're going to see another freshman Player of the Year in our second game today for the Arkansas Razorbacks. And if you haven't seen Darius Cooner play, you're in for a treat there too. There is Aycock, the Player of the Year and the Freshman of the Year.
Yes!
The SEC winner on the inside of an easy one.
Aycock also first-team All-American. He's the first SEC player since Pete Maravich in 1970 to lead the league in points and assists this year.
Rob Martin with a 3.
Big 3 right there. High Point is looking to attack from the three-point line. They're only 8 for 26, but they are not shot.
And there's a Wisconsin turnover. Another chance for the Panthers to run. Anderson in traffic. No foul call.
Yes!
And Wisconsin comes out with a loose ball. Boy, a little hesitation dribble in there. The window.
A little too much razzle-dazzle there. He had the finish, but he looked like he might cup it and try to throw it down.
Martin, quick crossover dribble. Got to the lane. Got the roll. 14 for Rob Martin. Lead down to 1 again.
How about point guard matchup? Boyd and Martin are just playing at a high level, both of them looking to attack, complete freedom given to them by the coaches. Rob Martin, with that speed and quickness, he is giving Boyd and the Badgers fits off the dribble.
Harrington drives baseline, brings it back there, working around the perimeter. Blackwell, short on a 3. Rebound off to Fletcher. Martin tries another one. This one won't go for him.
Yes!
Wisconsin's and Rowe will bring it up. This is about the slowest pace we've seen. The front court. Velasquez. Point. Fletcher clears the glass ahead to Johnston. And he lost the handle. He was going to hoist a 3.
Yes!
Turnover instead. Winner, he'll try a triple. Velasquez underneath.
Yes!
That's a good job of when you get the ball, read where the defense is. Feel the defense, put a body on the defense, because when you have a quicker guy around you and you're taller, if you just take your time and make your move, you're going to be able to get an easy shot over the smaller defender.
Martin to try to tie. 58-58. Blackwell walked with it. Timeout in Portland. 11:25 to go. The 12 seed, the 5 seed, and the smallest guy in the court, Rob Martin, ties it up at the break. Tie game. Rob Martin tied it up right before we went to the break.
Yeah, he's 3 for 6 from the three-point line. Outstanding screen freeze there by Singari. Martin comes off the screen, and look at Bieliauskas. He's in drop coverage, no hand, and Martin's going to make you pay. 17 big points. He's been living in the paint, getting to the hoop. He can also knock down the three.
Here he comes again. This layup won't go, and it's cleared off by Moore. Blackwell. Not sure why he didn't take the shot right there.
Me neither. Maybe he doesn't want to take the mid-range. It's either a layup or a three for the Badgers.
He's got it in his hand now. He's going to have to give it up. Brody, he'll take the three.
Yes!
His second of the game.
Big shot right there. Brody, really known for his defense. He's got the assignment to slow down Martin here on the defensive end of the key shot for the Badgers.
Almost threw it away, and now Brody picks up the foul. His second.
Yeah, Brody thought he read that pass, but just got a little bit out of position. It's not the worst foul, though, because at least he didn't allow Rob Martin to get a blow-by and maybe generate an easy shot for himself or his teammate. Now at least the Badgers can set their defense.
That is Brody's third foul, not his second. So each team's got one player with 3 fouls. Johnston being the other one for High Point. second half. He's working as hard as he can to get that one. And it's knocked in. A lot of hands up there. Aquino being one of them. And it rimmed out. Blackwell too high for Boyd. It's round one, but you've been putting in the work for your team all season. Celebrate making it to the tournament with an ice cold Coca-Cola. See the intensity on the faces of Greg Gard and Flynn Kramer. Martin. That three won't go. Long rebound. Anderson. In some traffic. Here's Conrad Martinez over to Fletcher for three. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul on the rebound against High Point. It's going to be on Aquino.
I'll tell you, High Point goes after those offensive rebounds. They already have 12 in the game, but Rhodey gets smacked on the back of the head. Good job of pursuing the ball. In a game like this with an athletic team, blocking out always isn't the answer. You have to be the good and read how it's going to bounce off the rim.
Blackwell, that one just hung on the side of the rim. Anderson working against Boyd. Out to Martinez. His three, no good.
That was a really good look for Cousins. He stabilizes the team when Martin goes out of the game. Sometimes they like to play. He's normally the backup point guard. Those are the shots that High Point, if they generate, they got to knock those down. Those are very valuable shots. The defense is going to tighten up here in the last 9 minutes of the game.
Wisconsin had at one point a 10-point lead in the first half. And it dissipated down to 2 at the break. And we've had 3 ties here in the second half. Right now, Wisconsin up by 3.
That's a great call. Out of the gate, Wisconsin had a 10-point lead real early, but once High Point settled in, we could tell this game is looking like it's going down the line.
Rapp for 3.
Yes!
13 for Austin Rapp.
He's the guy. He's the best big man shooter for this Wisconsin team. When he gets his feet set and he's open, you can count.
Anderson trying to drive through traffic. Draws a foul from Carrington. Jerry Anderson averages 16 points a game, had only 4. We talked about his coach giving him an earful going to the locker room. Here's Johnston. He's short on it.
Yes!
And Velazquez with the rebound. Rhodey double teamed, has to get up. Out on top with 8 to shoot. Boyd in traffic. Oh, they got lucky. Out of some trouble. There was only 3 on the shot clock.
That was a little bit of a bailout foul there. Boyd gets into the lane and those quick hands. That was all ball. It did bounce right to Rhodey, who hit a 3. So despite the fact they missed the call, and here goes Boyd to the line. 1-1. That's the 17th foul. It's a lot of pressure on this first one on Boyd.
Yes!
3 for 3 from the strike. Off at Florida Atlantic and San Diego State, and now Madison for the Badgers, their leading scorer at 20.6.
Yes!
He has really exploded, and we talked to him yesterday. He put the work in. He said, I got better after I left San Diego State. And Greg Gard has really developed his guards. He allows him to play with a lot of freedom, and Boyd's rewarded him with a heck of a season.
Martin. Oh, the 3 goes, and he was looking for a foul on top of it.
And that should have been a foul, 100%. There was so much body contact. He has a lot to complain about on that one.
Now the other end really aggressive on defense. But Carrington's got an open look in.
Yes!
Back and forth we go with the 3-pointers. he is going to get a foul. This is the one Rob Martin had a problem with.
That's a foul, 100%. I mean, how did they not make that call? He went straight up front. He was all over.
Way to the pier?
We have the greatest trophy in all sports. I love hockey. Non-stop action. Any team capable on any given night. Must-see TV sports right all time. If there's anything more exciting than playoff hockey.
How's your shift going?
It's been a lot.
This can be very stressful.
George! Clear!
It's every day like this.
No comment.
We're gonna take care of you, okay?
This is what we do.
Back in New York. Now let's get ready for anything. Presented by Geico. Healthy awareness for what's happening on CBS right now. Brendan Coyles hit back-to-back threes. Sienna 4 from 6 for long range. They have a 10-point lead on the #1 overall seed Duke right now. Back to Brad, Wally, and Jared.
All right. Nice to hear from Jamie Erdahl. Her husband, Sam, will be cheering for a top seed in Michigan throughout the tournament. Jamie doesn't get a chance to cheer. Martin at the free throw line. He's got 21.
How about two? Getting off to a rough start to start this NCAA tournament. You don't want to be down 10 at any time. Obviously, a lot of time left in the game, but Sienna is balling. Jerry McNamara has those boys playing.
Wow. Rob Martin has scored the last 12 points for High Point and cuts the lead down to 6. Jared?
Hold on a second. My brain messed up again.
I'm Jamie Erdahl back in New York. Now let's get ready for anything. Presented by Geico. Healthy awareness for what's happening on CBS right now. Brendan Hoyles hit back-to-back three. Sienna 4 from 6 for long range. They have a 10-point lead on the #1 overall seed Duke right now. Back to Brad, Ollie, and Jared.
All right. Nice to hear from Jamie Erdahl. Her husband, Sam, will be cheering for a top seed in Michigan throughout the tournament. Jamie doesn't get a chance to cheer. Martin at the free throw line. He's got 21.
How about Duke getting off to a rough start to start this NCAA tournament? You don't want to be down 10 at any time. Obviously, a lot of time left in the game, but Sienna is
Yes.
as the board is playing.
Rob Martin has scored the last 12 points for High Point and cuts the lead down to 6. Jared?
Guys, in that last Wisconsin huddle, Nick Boyd just grabbed the marker out of Coach Guard's hand and started drawing a deep. Listen, I got Martin. Let's stay glued to our guys and make sure we don't leave Johnson and allow him to get away and open.
And Nick probably drew up that play on the drive as well. That was off the window.
But that leadership, that's lead by example. You take over the huddle, you go out there, get a bucket. Let's see if they can get the stops.
They went back several minutes ago, actually, there's a walk on High Point. They went back and found a three-pointer that they changed to a 2. So if the score changed during the last time out and you said, what's the deal? That's what it was. Here's the trap.
This is where size bothers you. Ilyauskas just walling up, using his size, not committing a foul. Getting into the paint was Fletcher on that play, but Ilyauskas just arms up, no body contact, not bailing out the offensive player with a foul. It's good defense on that.
And Boyd, same kind of drive this time.
Take it, Batches. Yes.
He is always looking to attack and get himself down the middle and beat his defense.
And forced to take a timeout, couldn't get the ball in. And we'll take it with him. 6:39 remaining in the ball game. Wisconsin with the lead.
Another TV timeout is taken. The Badgers lead 70-60.
great clips when we go back to what Laurel was talking about at the beginning of the ball game.
Yeah, Wisconsin doesn't turn it over much. Number 1 in the country and not turning it over. So 7 turnovers is really good. Get to the charity stripe for High Point. Wisconsin doesn't foul either, so they're not letting them do that. And with the Badgers imposing their size down low with 28 points in the paint, they are knocking down the threes at a high percentage of 9 for 22.
And with 6.5 to go, they got an 8-point lead. Nick Boyd with 17. His backcourt mate Blackwell with 21. And Rapp for 3 off the mark. Air ball.
Rush that one. He had to get it up quick. He never really got into his mechanism of shooting. You need to gather, you need to get your rhythm. That one he kind of tried to quick shoot and never really had a chance.
Rod Martin for High Point has 4 threes today. Leading scorer with 21. As he brings it into the front court. Inside. Trying to get a second chance.
Yes!
You can tell there is no fear when High Point goes to the basket. Jared heard in the huddle that Coach Klayman wants them to continue to attack. They don't feel like Wisconsin has shot blockers to protect the rim.
Guarded by Housen. He throws up a prayer. Doesn't get it. Rebound snatched down by Fletcher.
He's cooled off in the second half. Only 2 points for Blackwell after the red-hot first half with 20. The adjustments High Point's made, slowing him down. They've done a good job on Blackwell defensively in the second half.
They said they were going to try to clamp down. They told Jared coming out of the locker room at halftime. Fletcher did. We've got better athletes. We'll slow him down somehow. Martin misses a 3.
Yes!
No good. Cleared off by Johnston. Martin leaves it for Johnson. A mile out. Got it! A Zerbiak 3.
A logo 3 from CAA logo. You gotta love that. What a quick release. Steph Curry-like.
Blackwell misses, and Johnston's got the rebound. If he gets his hands on it, it's going up.
Absolutely.
This one's going for Fletcher. In and out.
Yes!
Blackwell will clear it off. And whoa! We got a tie-up. Foul before the tie-up. I don't know, but the intensity is picking up. If that was going to be an out-of-bounds call.
Blackwell has his hands on it. Housen, good job of trying to get in there.
He stepped on the line.
He sure did. And then Johnston wants a piece of the action. After knocking down that deep 3, the crowd's getting into this ball game. There's no defense for this, Ness.
No way.
That's 4 feet past half court. I mean, we saw these guys working on half court shots in practice yesterday. Johnston has that thing dialed in.
Half of Johnston's shots, basically half of his shots, are from three-point range. And that's what he does.
And we know Damian Lillard does that on this court here up in Portland. This was his thing, those logo deep 3s.
70-65, 4:20 to play. Anderson, he'll try a 3. Yes! The lead is down to 2.
Here we go. This High Point team not going away.
4 minutes remaining in regulation. Nick Boyd drives, got away with an elbow, but he got the bucket to go. 19 for Boyd. Here's a great pass to Anderson from Ron Martin. Boyd again going to work in the lane, and he's fouled by Martin. With 3:34 to play.
Look at the pass, ESP. Anderson bring it in the second half. What a play, Martin to Anderson. We got a ball game.
was feeling overwhelmed.
Good job of trying to get in there.
He stepped on the line.
He sure did. And then Johnston wants a piece of the action. After knocking down that deep three, the crowd's getting into this ball game. There's no defense for this, Nash.
No way.
That's 4 feet past half court. I mean, we saw these guys working on half court shots in practice yesterday. Johnston has that thing dialed in.
Basically, half of his shots are from three-point range. And that's what he does.
And we know Damian Lillard does that on this court here up in Portland. This was his thing, those low deep.
70-65. 4:20 to play. Anderson, he'll try a three. Yes! The lead is down to 2.
Here we go. This High Point team not going away.
4 minutes remaining in regulation. Nick Boyd drives, got away with an elbow, but he got it to go. 19 for Boyd. Great pass to Anderson from Ron Martin. Boyd again going to work in the lane, and he's fouled by Martin. With 3:34 to play.
Look at the pass. He is.
Engines, because TNT Sports is back as your home for NASCAR this summer. Tune in beginning June 28th on TNT and stream on HBO Max. And if the engines of those cars go any stronger than the engines of the Panthers and the Badgers in this basketball game, they're going to blow a gasket.
Crazy.
Nick Boyd at the free throw line. Our game reset. And he drops into his 19th. This next one will put him on his average if he hits it. Both guards with 20 or more. Jared.
Guys, Coach Klayman hasn't been wearing his emotions on his sleeve. He's been wearing it on his entire wardrobe. That last huddle, he came screaming to a team saying, they're tired, we're tired, suck it up, suck it up.
Chase Johnston's not tired. Another three. The quickest release you're going to see. I didn't know if he's going to have time to grab it, much less shoot it. And it's a one-point game.
I'll tell you, that is as good as it gets. He was draped on defensively, but when he touches the ball, he is feeling it right now.
Blackwell, 4 on the shot clock. In some traffic.
Yes!
Martin had a moment when I thought he was going to take the three. It'll be Fletcher instead. He got it. Tie game. Boyd in the lane. Off the wing.
Yes!
He continues to get to his left hand. He's so good at it. Teams don't, they can't stop it.
Martin got 3 inside. Are you kidding me with these guards? Boyd, same spot.
Yes!
Gotta get back on defense, though. Both teams cannot allow easy baskets. This, close to the end of the game, gotta be able to set your defense.
Under 2 in regulation. Martin to Fletcher. Chase Johnson trying to get away from Boyd so they can get it in his hands for a possible three. It'll be Martin instead. Off the back of the iron, and Boyd's got the rebound.
Good defense by Austin Rapp. Used his size, spaced the quicker player in Martin, and made him take a tough, contested fall away.
And for the first time all day, Nick Boyd and the Badgers back it out to use some clock. See if they can stop Boyd going left. He goes right and standing.
Yes!
Johnston. Timeout. 55 seconds remaining in regulation. Coach Klayman for High Point won a challenge in the first half early in the ball game. He's challenged this, and I think he's going to win another one, Wally.
I do too. The ball's knocked off of Blackwell's hand the last time. Those quick hands of Fletcher, they are so with steals and deflections. That's how they play and how they coach. Off the ring finger and index finger of Blackwell last. That's an outstanding use by
Gene Steratore is going to join us. Gene, what'd you see?
Yeah, Mess, Wally's right on it. You know, when you're repping those plays and you see Fletcher's hand push through, your instinct tells you that Fletcher put it out. Now with replay, we see those Fletcher touches it, but I agree with Wally. I think Blackwell's hand's the last one on that basketball before it comes out. Great challenge by the coach. I think they overturned this guy.
With 54.2 seconds remaining.
And to the naked eye, in defense of the officials,
absolutely,
it completely looked like the contact was made, the ball was deflected towards out of bounds by Fletcher on High Point. So, but when you go to the freeze frame with the incredible camera angles that we have here,
we have a successful challenge by High Point. The ball is off of 25's finger for Wisconsin. It'll be High Point's basketball. They're out of challenges for the rest of the game. The shot clock will be at 20 seconds. The game clock will be at 54.6.
There you get the official call. And what we saw and Gene saw as well. So the ball is the Panthers. The lead is the Badgers. But it's by 1 point.
Massive possession here. And look for Martin. High pick and roll. Get him the ball. Let him make a play.
And he tried to get it back to Aquino. And it's knocked out of bounds. So there's 15 on the shot clock. No good. Off the window. The rebound is Winters. And Rhodey will get it into the front court.
Foul here. There's an 11-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. High Point needs a massive stop. They've got to keep Boyd out of the paint. And it's going to be high pick and roll all day long. Rapp and Boyd.
It's been Nick Boyd's second half that he got inside again, but he missed the shot. High Point's got the rebound and the outlet to Johnston.
No! Another timeout is called by Panthers as coach.
83-82. Chase Johnson's got on his shoes a biblical verse, and basically it comes down to a parable of the lost sheep found in the New Testament. In the parable, the shepherd who has 100 sheep leaves 99 to search for the one that got away. He just got away on a breakaway for a two-point shot he hasn't hit all year, and the sheep has given his team, the Panthers, a lead.
What an unbelievable time to make your first of the year! Are you the season from 2, streaks out, gets the layup to go. 1-point lead for High Point. Wow, what a ball game. Both these teams playing at an elite, high level. Let's see what Wisconsin comes up with.
Both teams are in the bonus. High Point has its first lead of the second half. Beg your pardon, they led 43-41 at one point. But a 1-point lead here, 11.7. Here we go. Nick Boyd. Badgers leading scorer. On the drive, he's been sensational, and his hand has a shot.
Uh-oh!
Badgers are fouled with 1.6. Wisconsin.
Another timeout scored by Brent Blood.
How about that help defense? 2 bodies come over to erase that layup by Nick Boyd. Great wall-up job by Anderson. And then Aquino on the backside, despite the fact Winter was grabbing the back of his jersey, still elevates high enough. And the High Point Panthers trying to get their first win. They're 0-57 against Power 4 conference teams. Trying to get their first win of all time in the NCAA tournament against the mighty Big Ten Wisconsin Badgers.
The Big South, the Panthers who won the conference, looking for the win that Wally's talking about. The Big South is 4-33 all-time at NCAA tournament games. They are 2.1 seconds away from going 5-33. Cameron Fletcher is 1 for 2 from the line today, just 73% free throw shooter. And it's no good.
Yes, yes.
This game is not over.
No way.
And Brent Blood will take this final timeout.
It was a massive miss at the free throw line right there. It was a 1-and-1 situation, which that's why I love college basketball. Those 1-and-1s were some of the most pressure free throws I remember shooting in my career. That was a big miss right there. And now we'll see what the X's and O's specialist, the savant on the sidelines, Greg Gard, comes up with.
You know, Wally and I and Jared get the opportunity to go to practice of all the teams, and we do that all season long, as some of you probably know. At the end of almost every practice you'll ever see, the teams take half-court shots. Everybody gets a shot, including the coaches. And usually you don't go to the locker room until somebody makes one. I noticed yesterday, Wisconsin doesn't shoot from the middle of the floor. They take all their three-point attempts from the wing. Kind of like Jenkins hit when Villanova won the championship. So let's see if Nick Boyd or maybe John Blackwell gets a three-point attempt from a wing instead of straight away.
Or you have a height advantage also if you're in Wisconsin with most of the guys on your team. And if you do throw a long touchdown pass, type pass, with your height advantage, you can maybe get the ball in one of your taller players' hands, and they have plenty of time to catch and shoot here, maybe even take a dribble to get a little bit of space.
1.8 remaining. They adjusted the clock. So there's the Christian Laettner type thing, or there's the long ball, because we're down to 1.8, so you're going to have to hustle. And the inbound will come from Rody, and he's guarded by Fletcher as he can. Here comes the long ball.
The timeouts. Oh no!
The Panthers, the 12th.
This is gonna end again.
The Wisconsin Badgers 83-82. And the Panthers march on here in March. Unbelievable.
No. The season ends here. Crap.
Thank you.